Mr. Dubé, if I could get your reaction to all these images we're seeing of massive gatherings in parks, at the Old Port in Quebec City, massive gatherings outside terraces. What's your reaction to seeing all this, and will this affect the decision to have Montreal and Laval go from the red zone to the orange zone next week?
Well, I think it's as I mentioned, and I'll try to do this shortly. But we understand that people, and not only young people, but all the population was anxious to get those measures out of the way. Now, but we have said, and I think the Prime Minister, Premier, has referred to small parties, little party, not big gathering. And I think that on one side, we understand that this is good news, that we can deconfine, but we said it was conditional. If people need to be vaccinated, and I take this occasion to say that please go and get vaccinated. And the second point is we need to respect the measure. This deconfining plan is conditional to respecting the measure and having a high percentage of the people being vaccinated. So if you're not vaccinated by now, go right away to your first dose. We will announce the plan of the second dose this Thursday. But in the meantime, before this June 7 deadline, when we will open the vaccination for the second dose, I'm asking the ones that are not vaccinated to go and make sure that we can complete those two conditions for a total deconfining, being vaccination and the respect of the measures.
I want to get you to elaborate a little bit, Minister Dubé, about the situation. How do you think the first weekend has gone? How do you think Quebecers have responded to the message of small gatherings, small get-togethers? Can you explain that to us?
Well, I think we all saw some images of small gathering that were not, can I say, in bracket, not respecting the sort of small party that the Premier had in mind. We all agree on that. But I think it's exceptional. Most of the people that we saw on terrace, and I think they have been respecting the measure, and that's always the same thing, is we need to explain to the one that have not respected the measure, either on terrace or in gathering or even in private party, that we're not there yet. And I think that, as I mentioned, and I've talked to Daniel Paré in the last hours, we know that we have people that goes in park. We understand that because that's sometimes the best place they can find to see their friends, and we agree with that. But they need to do it orderly. And I suggested to Monsieur Paré, and we'll give you the details in the coming days, that if we need to go in the park, if we need to go on the terrace to get people vaccinated, we will do. We need to adapt to the clientele, and we'll do that over the next few weeks.